Which SEC head coach is on the hottest seat in America? There are plenty of options, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, what is going on at Maryland? 45-10 loss to Clemson. Randy Edsall's job is clearly in jeopardy after what has happened the last two seasons. 4-6 this year, 2-6 in the ACC. This is coming off a season where he finished 2-10, 1-7 in the ACC, which is widely regarded as the worst BCS conference. Maryland's been fighting the injury bug, particularly at quarterback, where they started a reserve linebacker the last two games, both of which were blowout losses. I know this is Randy Edsall's dream job, but about the only thing that Maryland has going for it right now are the uniforms, and those aren't very good. The second member of this week's coaches on the hot seat list is Jeff Tedford. The Cal head coach put up a decent fight in the first half against Oregon, but then Oregon remembered it was Oregon and Cal remembered it was Cal. 3-8 this year, 2-6 in the Pac-12. I know Jeff Tedford's buyout is ridiculously large, but the program's going in the wrong direction, and Cal is better served to buy him out now and invest in the future, because the future could be bright with the facilities Cal has in place. The SEC is going to have a unique silly season this year because Arkansas has basically been open since April, and Kentucky became available last week after they dismissed Joker Phillips. Tennessee head coach Derek Dooley may be joining Joker Phillips sooner rather than later. The Vols are 4-18 in the SEC under Dooley and have lost 13 of their last 14 within the conference. Saturday's 51-48 quadruple overtime loss to Missouri was a heartbreaker, and it will probably be the final nail in the coffin. Tennessee basically had to win out to keep Derek Dooley employed, and now they're looking at 500 at best, and Derek Dooley should be looking at the unemployment line. Speaking of unemployment, the coach on the hottest seat in America is clearly Auburn head coach Gene Chizik, getting blown out 38-0 in your own house by one of your biggest rivals, the Georgia Bulldogs. Not only did Georgia embarrass Auburn on Saturday night, they also clinched their SEC East championship, and Auburn had to watch their hated rivals celebrate on their own home field. That's not going to make the boosters in Auburn happy. Chizik's buyout does get reduced on December 1st, which just so happens to be the day of the SEC championship game. Auburn's not going to create a firestorm and fire him on the day of the SEC championship game. And with Arkansas already in the mix and Kentucky looking at some up-and-coming coaches, Auburn needs to get in the market sooner rather than later, because you never know what coaches all these SEC teams will be fighting for.